Hey, Live to Ride viewers, welcome to another segment of Fight Time. I'm here with Arlene Blencowe and, well, actually, should I call you Angerfist?
Angerfist.
That's a nickname.
Aussie girl, Angerfist.
Yep. Western Sydney girl, is that right?
Yeah, I have been for probably the last 4 years now, so, yep.
Now, you've got some fights coming up, a big fight. Before we get to that, where did it all start for you, the passion for a full contact sport like fighting?
I've been fighting now for 10 years. Started off as an amateur boxer, but long before that, I grew up as a tomboy. I want to be sort of tough girl. I always just had an interest. Probably had a few fights at school and this and that, sticking up for my sister, and I just always had an interest for it. But
you said boxing, now it's more MMA, isn't it?
Yeah. So I started as an amateur boxer. With the dream to go to the Olympics. Then I didn't make the Olympic team, so then I turned professional, and that's when I won my 2 boxing world titles. And then not long after that I started MMA, so that's when I started cage fighting.
And does the transition, does the boxing background, that obviously helps in MMA?
Oh, there's the pros and cons, definitely.
But it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, two completely different sports. Obviously my hands in those 4-ounce gloves, they do a lot of damage, but then also a boxer's stance is very open to be taken down. I spent a lot of, and I continue to spend a lot of time working on my wrestling. I want to stand and obviously throw punches, and next minute I'm down on my back getting taken down. So it's you've always got to be very switched on.
And you had a big fight last year, September. That was against
Amber Libra.
Yeah, and you won. I think it was in the third round.
Yeah,
pretty early in the third round. Yeah. Now it might have started even, but you did dominate that fight. And in the end, now that was a big stepping stone, wasn't it?
It was. It was. So there was a lot of things that went on behind the scenes for that fight camp. I actually did that fight camp without a head coach or a gym to train at. I sort of. Unfortunately, the gym that I was training at closed doors right at the beginning of that fight camp. Oh. So it was only lucky for my sort of strong hard work ethic and knowing, and obviously I've been around the game for a long time now. I know what has to be done. So thanks to Zoo here, who sort of welcomed me. But then I was also sort of floating around other different gyms too around Western Sydney.
So that's Zoo Fitness here in Penrith. You do a bit of training here.
I'm here now. This is my home. Last fight. I was still trying to work out things. I didn't have a head coach, and so it was a bit of a roller coaster. Went over to that fight. Probably wasn't as switched on mentally as I should have been. That's something that I've worked on big over the last sort of 8 to 9 months. The mental side of it. So I kind of made that fight a little bit harder than it needed to be. My boxing obviously shone through, and I sort of picked it to pieces with my hands. But it was the slam at the end that got me the win.
It's all a learning process,
isn't it?
What is a week for you training? What does that entail?
A lot.
You're a single mum, I think.
No, I've got a partner, so thank God. Things are definitely a lot easier. Like I said, 10 years ago when I started fighting, I was a single mum. With my son was still in nappies at the time, so it was just juggling work and this and that. It was very full on. So. And I remember that now, 10 years on when things, don't get me wrong, it's still very, very hard, but things are a lot easier. Yep. So when I start having my little sulky moods, I just have to remember where I've come from and just everything, financially I was, struggling back then, whereas now I'm working a good job here in Sydney and, a lot more stable in life, a lot more grounded, and the journey's been full on and
it's still going.
It is still full on. I'm coaching, I work a full-time job. I'm coaching here at Zoo. I'm a personal trainer as well. Right. But my training week is 6 days. So I have rest days is Sunday. But 2 to 3 sessions a day around my work and around the kids. And it's all.
Does that intensify as you lead up to the fight? Obviously.
It intensifies. I've always. Again, so last fight camp, because I didn't have a head coach and gyms and this and that, I was only training once a day. So mentally I sort of went into that fight wondering if it was enough, but it was all I could manage at the time, sort of with what was. Whereas now I'm, waking up earlier and having coaches here. I've got James Tahuna and Tyson Pedro, and I've got awesome people around me and they're pushing me. So I
interviewed Tyson down at Harley Heaven actually probably about 4 months ago.
He's
big.
He's an awesome guy. I won't leave the mats without him teaching me something, or he's just and just the mental side of it too. Like I said, I've worked the last 8 to 9 months, so both him and Jamie have helped me a lot with that. Because I could be at my physical peak, but if your mind's not there, it's it can really let you down. So
and now getting to the fight. I think you leave in about 3 weeks.
Yeah. So again, can't wait. Like I can't wait till Saturday morning to jump. Yeah, literally on the plane and just. It'll be like a mini holiday in a sense of just wrapping it all up, because it's been a very full-on camp. We've been working since just before Christmas for a fight. We were hoping to get matched in early February, so it's sort of like to finally be matched, halfway through the year or over halfway. It's been I've sort of been sitting at that brink of being sort of fight fit without. Without a fight. So then when I get the word of I'll jump into fight camp. So I've been training now for 6 days a week since before Christmas. So
thanks for the interview.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Good luck. Take it.